Assalamualaikum students. Today's topic is unit number 6, which is poem in spite of war. Today we will do book exercise class 10 subject English. Now coming to book exercise, choose the correct option. Statement number 1, according to Angela Morgan, despite death and destruction of war, life springs in the form of dash. Life spring in the form of natural beauty. So the first option is the correct option. Life springs in the form of natural beauty. Number 2, when pensies lift their eyes to mine, in this line the poet has used the poetic device of personification. The poetess has used the poetic device of personification. So the correct option is option number C, personification. Number 3, the words boom, roar, murmureth and whispering breathe is the example of these it is example of onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is the formation of sounds or words. So these are the sounds and words: boom, roar, murmureth, whispering. So onomatopoeia is the formation of sound. इसमें अस्वाद, जिसमें आवाज़ों की चीज़ों की आवाज़ों से मुताल्लिक होता है. The formation of sounds. Onomatopoeia is the formation of sounds. So these are the sounds. So the words boom, roar, murmur and whispering breathe is the examples of onomatopoeia, the formation of sounds. Now coming to number 4. According to the poet Angela Morgan, life is the name of dash. Life is the name of ecstasy and elation. Ecstasy means wajad. Ecstasy means bliss. Elation means feeling of joy. Feeling of joy. Number 5. The tone of the poem is optimistic. Optimistic means hopeful. Now coming to the grammar work. In grammar work, we will discuss today adjective phrase. What is adjective phrase? An adjective phrase or adjectival phrase is a phrase that tells us something about the noun it is modifying. The head or principal word in an adjective phrase will be an adjective. So, what is adjective phrase? First of all, we will discuss what is adjective. Adjective, which it is a word which modify noun. So, an adjective phrase is an adjective phrase or adjectival phrase is a phrase that tells us something about the noun it is modifying. So it also tells us about noun but in the collection of words. So adjective phrase also tell us about noun but we use in phrase the collection of words instead of single word. The head or principal word in adjective phrase will be an adjective. Like a normal adjective, an adjective phrase can be used before the noun it is modifying or after the noun it is modifying. So, it can be used before or after the noun it is modifying. Now coming to example, adjective phrase example number 1. She had extremely catching eyes. She had extremely catching eyes. So, extremely catching is head adjective. Head adjective. It is the quality of noun and it is adjective phrase. What is adjective phrase? Extremely catching eyes. Extremely catching eyes, it is adjective phrase and it modifies, extremely catches modify eyes. If I want to change this sentence into simple adjective, so it would be she had beautiful eyes or she had catching eyes. It would be a simple adjective sentence. But the adjective phrase sentence is she had extremely catching. So extremely catching is adjective phrase and eyes it is noun. Extremely catching is modifying eyes. Extremely catching tells us about eyes. So extremely catching is adjective phrase and eyes are noun which it is modifying. Example number 2. Adjective phrase, example number 2. As we read in the explanation of adjective phrase that it comes before a noun and sometimes it comes after a noun. So it comes before a noun. Now coming to it comes after a noun. So example number 2. The dog covered in mud is mine. The dog covered in mud, muddy, is mine. So the dog is noun. Covered in mud, it is adjective phrase or head adjectives. So covered in mud modifies noun. Covered in mud modifies noun. Who is covered in muds? The dog. So it tells us about the dog. So these are the two examples of adjective phrase. Now coming to underline the adjective phrases in the following sentences. Have you ever seen an elephant with a white skin? So with a white skin, it is adjective phrase. It is the collection of words which modify noun elephant. So adjective phrase, we figure out that with a white skin, it is adjective phrase which is going to modify elephant. He was wearing a crown made of gold. Made of gold is adjective phrase which is modifying noun, crown. There I met a girl with blue eyes. With blue eyes, it is adjective phrase and it modifies girl, which is noun. Wild beasts in small cages are sorry sight. Small cages. So small cages, it is adjective phrase. It is used for beast. Noun. A man with a long beard came to see me. A man with a long beard. With a long beard, it is adjective phrase. Adjective phrase for noun man. So all the underlined phrases are adjective phrases which modifies their nouns. Now coming to exercise B. In each of the following sentences, replace the adjective in bold letters by an adjective phrase of the same meaning. The first one has been done. The king wore a golden crown. In this sentence, as you can see, only adjective word has been used over here. And in the second sentence, the king wore a crown made of gold. So made of gold, it is the collection of words which make phrase. So this example shows the difference between a simple sentence which has only adjective and a sentence which has adjective phrase. Now we will change all the sentences accordingly. Number 2, it is a white elephant. White, it is boldly written, it is adjective. And we have to change it into adjective phrase. So, it is a white elephant. It is a white elephant. It is a white colored elephant. So, we can use the phrase which can give the same meaning. So, white is replaced with white colored. So it is a white elephant, it is a white colored elephant. So the collection of words make a phrase. So it is the collection of two words which make phrase and it is an adjective phrase. Now number 3, he lived in a stone house. He lived in a house made of stones. So, stone is adjective. Made of stones, it is adjective phrase. Number 4. There was an earthen pot on the table. There was a pot made of earth on the table. Made of earth means made of mud, made of clay. So, there was an earthen. Earthen is an adjective and made of earth, it is adjective phrase. She wore a diamond necklace. Diamond is adjective. She wore a necklace with diamonds in it. With diamonds in it, it is adjective phrase. That was a brave act. Brave is adjective. That was an act done with bravery. Done with bravery, it is an adjective phrase. So, this was all about adjective phrase. Now coming to adjective clause. What is adjective clause? As you are well aware of clause, so it is very easy to understand adjective clause. First, it will contain a subject and verb. So in every clause, as in any clause, it contains subject and a verb. Next, it will begin with a relative pronoun. So clause will begin with relative pronoun, which are who, whom, whose, that, or which, or a relative adverb, just as when, where, or why. So it may start from relative pronoun or relative adverb. Finally, it will function as an adjective, answering the questions what kind, how many, or which one. Now coming to examples. The rat that Tahir saw yesterday was in the kitchen earlier. So the Tahir saw yesterday. This is the relative pronoun starting with that. That is the relative pronoun. That is the relative pronoun. As we read it over here, relative pronoun that. That is relative pronoun, the subject and the verb. So this part of sentence has the subject Tahir and the verb saw. So it has subject and verb. So it qualifies that this part of sentence has a relative pronoun and it has its subject and verb also. So it is an adjective clause. So the information about the noun being modified. So it is giving about information about the rat. So it is giving information about the rat. So it is qualifying rat. So this is an adjective clause. This is example of adjective clause. Now coming to exercise. Underline the adjective clause in the following sentences and circle the words it modifies. I like a leader who listens to his people. Who listens to his people? It is relative pronoun. Who it starts. Who is a relative pronoun. Listens to his people. It is clause. So the underlined phrase is clause. It is clause and it is modifying leader. You have to put circle around the words which I am going to tell you. You have to put circle around the leader. So it is modifying the leader. Who listens to his people? It is clause and it is modifying a leader. It is modifying a noun which is leader. So it is adjective clause. The dog which I loved dearly was hit by a truck last night. Which I loved dearly. Which is relative pronoun. Which I loved dearly. Which I loved dearly. It is adjective clause and it is modifying the word dog. You have to put circle around the dog. So which I love dearly, it is modifying the dog. Rashid is a person who takes responsibility well. Who takes responsibility well. Who is again relative pronoun. Who is a relative pronoun and who takes responsibility well, it is adjective clause which is modifying Rashid. Which is modifying Rashid. So you have to put circle around Rashid. Number 4. Ghazala is the one for whom you are looking for. Whom. Whom is relative pronoun. Whom is relative pronoun and whom you are looking. Whom you are looking, it is adjective clause and it is modifying Ghazala. Ghazala is noun. The shirt that you bought me doesn't fit well. That you bought me. That is again relative pronoun, and that you bought. That you bought it is adjective clause and it is modifying shirt. Shirt is noun of it. So you have to put circle around leader, dog, Rashid, Ghazala and shirt. So all the underlined phrases are adjective clauses and the circle ones are noun of it. Now coming to exercise number D. Combine each of the following pairs of simple sentence into one complex sentence containing an adjective clause. The first one has been done. The theft was committed last night. The police has caught the man. The police has caught the man who committed the theft last night. So, we will start with statement number 2. You are looking upset. Can you tell me the reason? There are two separate sentences. We have to make a complex sentence of it and by containing adjective clause. So you are looking upset. Can you tell me reason? Can you tell me the reason of your looking upset? Or this sentence can be changed. Can you tell me the reason why you are looking upset? So, why will be relative pronoun. Can you tell me the reason why you are looking upset? So, why you are looking upset will be adjective clause of it. Number 3, he had several plans for making money quickly. All of them have failed. All his plans which he had made for making money have failed. Which? So which is used over here, which is relative pronoun. So all his plans which he had made, it is adjective clause and which is relative pronoun of it. Number 4, this is the village. I was born here. This is the village where I was born. So where is a relative adverb. Where is a relative adverb. So where I was born, it is adjective clause of it. You put the keys somewhere. Show me the place. Show me the place where you put the keys. So where it is relative adverb and where you put the keys. Where you put the keys, it is adjective clause. So who committed the theft last night? Who committed the theft last night? It is adjective clause. In this sentence, why you are looking upset, it is adjective clause in this sentence. Which he had made for making money, it is adjective clause in this sentence. Where I was born, it is adjective clause in this sentence. Where you put the keys, it is adjective clause in this sentence, because you can figure out the relative pronouns or relative adverbs in these sentences. Who, why, which, where and where. So with the help of relative pronoun and relative adverb, we can figure out the adjective clause in the sentence. Now coming to activity, revise adjective phrases and adjective clauses. Thank you.